Hey guys, welcome to A Little Magic Every Day. I'm Spider, and today we're going to be talking about ethics and virtue and how it relates to prosperity and abundance. So this is also from, like a paraphrase from Christopher Penczak's The Witch's Coin. Alright, the concept of good and bad can hold a lot of us back when it comes to abundance, but maybe it's time to better understand our own concepts of good and bad. We may feel it is unethical to do magic for money, believing the notion that magic for personal gain is a big no-no. What you may not realize is that money magic has been and is still being done all over the world, including places like India, Tibet, and Peru. Money magic is so important to many cultures that money is used in honoring the dead, even to this day. You may be thinking, if I do money magic, I'll be taking it away from someone who needs it more. And I just want to read to you guys from this because I never really thought of it this way and I really liked it. So let me see if I can find it real quick. I think I just messed up my place. Shoot. I'm sorry, guys. Alright. Alright, so the primary concern among those who are doing money magic is expressed in the following question. If I'm doing magic to make money, am I taking money away from someone who needs it or deserves it more than I do? That's a good question. You should consider all the consequences of your magic, but it's much like asking, if you're breathing now, are you taking oxygen away from somebody who needs it or deserves it more than you? Technically, yes. Once you breathe that oxygen, nobody else will be able to breathe it. You still need it. Why shouldn't you have it? You are not maliciously taking it away from someone else right now. It's not like you're stealing the breath from another person. It's your nature to breathe, so breathe. It is equally your nature to fulfill your desires and have the resources you need, so fulfill your desires and needs. I really like that. I really like that way of looking at it because, if you need something, then you need it, so it is like breathing. I can't really sum it up any better than Christopher did. I think that's a really good point, and I really, it really helped me to look at this from a new perspective. Alright. We may fear being greedy. If that's the case, we can ask ourselves these questions. Going back to the book. I actually have my place this time. Alright, so first thing we do is acknowledge the desire. What is it you want? Is it possible to fulfill this desire, or is it fantasy beyond fulfillment? Is it something prohibited by society standards or laws? If so, do you hold to society standards? Will it harm you or another? 2. Analyze the desire. Why do you feel uneasy about fulfilling it? Will the desire hurt you or someone else in some way? Were you told you can't have it and now you want it? When you think of yourself, your past, and your family history, where do you think this desire is coming from? Would fulfilling this desire be healthy for you or not? And 3, fulfill the desire. If possible, without hurting another or yourself or breaking any laws, fulfill the desire in moderation and really reflect and meditate upon it afterwards or through journal writing. So I'm going to give you a little example from my own life. I love Barbies. I've always loved Barbies. I've always collected like special Barbies, but I always wanted like Barbies to play with. It's one of my special interests. I just absolutely love them. Well, the new Barbies came out, the fashionistas that have like the different body types, the curvy and the tall and petite, and then the regular Barbie. And I kept kind of denying myself these Barbies because, like, yeah, you know, you're too old for Barbies and everything. But then I got to thinking about it, and I was like, you know, why not? Why can't I have these Barbies? And then part of me said, well, you can't have a bunch of Barbies laying around that aren't white. And that comes from my childhood growing up, because my mom and dad would not let me have Barbies of color because they're really racist people. Now, I don't consider myself to be a really racist person. I have a lot of friends who are people of color. I went to a school that was very diverse, and so, you know, I wanted, some of these Barbies are just absolutely gorgeous, and so I've kind of gone overboard with these Barbies. But you know, I've had a little money to spend, and I've bought a lot of Barbies. And part of it is just that needing to fill that space where I was only allowed white Barbies. I mean, it was to the point where, do you remember Jim and the Holograms? And they had the dolls, and one of them was Asian, and one of them was I think she was actually supposed to be from Africa and was adopted from Africa, but I can't remember, but she was black. And I thought the dolls were really ugly. I loved the cartoon, but I thought the dolls were really ugly. Well, Barbie came out with Barbie and the Rockers, and one of them was black. I can't remember, I think one of them was Asian. But I was only allowed to buy Barbie, and I think her name was Dana. She had red hair, because the others weren't white. And so now I want to buy all of the different colored skin Barbies. That's like the biggest need I must fulfill right now. And it's not hurting anybody. And, you know, my Barbies have this whole world, and I just love them. So, you know, as long as I don't keep buying Barbies to the point where I'm taking food away from my family, or, you know, things that my kids need, then I see no problem with buying all of these fun Barbies. Alright, our desires aren't inherently bad, but if we don't face our fears, they can become parts of our shadow. It is best to examine our intent, make sure we intend no harm, and if we are unsure, we can divine wisdom through the tarot or other forms of divination about the outcome of our spell, to make sure we are not working from a faulty perspective. So anytime you're like, will I be harming someone? You know, if you're sitting there and you're thinking and you're like, I don't think it's going to harm anybody if I buy a bunch of Barbies. But then you're thinking, well, let me look at the outcome, because maybe it will be harming somebody. Maybe I'm going to hurt somebody's feelings because I didn't buy them a Barbie. Well, then you can, you could ask them. But if you're afraid to ask, then you can always use some form of divination. So I just want to show you guys, I got a new book, and it kind of pertains to this month, and I'm really excited. I've had this book on Kindle, and I really love it, and I just had to get a physical copy of it because I thought it was very apropos this month. And you may be hard to read because the it's very strange. anyway, it's called Practical Prosperity Magic, Crafting Success and Abundance by Ellen Dugan. And I just love her books so much. Alright guys, that's going to be all for today. So if you like this video, make sure you leave a like. Comments down below, what is it that you would love to get? What if you had all the money in the world, what would you like to buy? I would buy all the Barbies that just, you know, caught my eye. I would go back and buy some Barbies that I didn't allow myself to get when I was younger. And even if they're like collector's items now, I would still get them. Alright guys, I'll see you guys. Probably not going to have a video come out tomorrow because Bat and I are going on a date. So what we're probably going to do is Sunday we're going to have an abundance meditation for you guys. So I hope to see you. Make sure you hit subscribe and hit the notification bell so that you'll know when I do upload. And I'll see you guys on probably Sunday. Alright. Blessed be. Bye.